Welcome back to Amazing Life. I'm David.
I'm Holly.
And we are now starting section 2 of the Wyoming BDR from north to south. So we started the Wyoming BDR from right at the border of Montana, and now we're heading all the way down to Colorado. We are just now leaving Elk Mountain City, I guess.
I guess it is.
And we'll be heading up into the mountains, and I believe this is going to be a spectacular view for you guys. It looks like that from the descriptions, it's going to be fantastic. I'm happy you guys are along with us. Enjoy the scenery and enjoy the ride. One of the first points of interest that we're going to hit on the way up this mountain is the Kennedy Peak Lookout Tower, and it's going to put us at around 10,800 feet. So that is going to be the highest that we have been on this entire BDR. So that should be a sight to be seen. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also, the guys who put together the BDR route have included an expert section on this this particular section, and so we do plan to take that and give you guys some footage of what that looks like. So stay tuned for that as well. So this section is the next to the shortest section, which section 8 is 43 miles, but you kind of have to do it twice, so it's still longer than this one. But this one is 60-something miles, and so it will be the shortest, but it's also got the most beauty as far as the most terrain change and potentially the most difficult, we don't know, as far as going up and down and stuff. So we'll have to see on that. So it could take about as long as some of these others that are a lot more fast-paced, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Well, we have made it to a beautiful campsite. I think we're around, what, 9,000 feet, probably?
Or slightly more.
Somewhere maybe a little bit more, maybe 9,500. We've got cows in the distance. I almost feel bad that we're having steaks tonight.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. Aww.
but not bad enough not to do it. We're hungry. And so we're about to... Sorry, guys. We're about to...
I don't know if I can do it. Tonight maybe needs to be chicken.
It's not gonna be chicken. Anyway, there's also some firewood that has been left for a long time. So we're gonna burn some of that, but it's also chilly up here, so I'm gonna get more clothes on.
Yes.
And we're gonna get busy. We've also got some very active and unhappy squirrels that are unhappy about the new occupants of the campsite. So we're gonna get all this done and get some cooking going. I think this is coming together nicely. So I added rosemary essential oil because Obviously, it's hard to carry herbs when you're on long trips. They don't last very long. And so essential oils work great for, there's cumin, rosemary, even black pepper. There are a ton of essential oils that you can use for cooking. The trick is you tend to have to put it in closer to the end, unless it's a really powerful oil, and then it's okay to, like oregano, you throw it in there early, and that way some of it does cook out because it is so potent. But it really adds a lot of flavor for a meal where you don't really have access to a lot of herbs. And it doesn't hurt that it's good for you too. Oh, they're all back. The cows came home. Holly's getting a little nervous at the fact that all the cows are now staring at us. I mean, like all of them. Okay. Got these guys heating back up. Okay.
That's what I love about mushrooms, is they absorb any flavor. So you can taste the butter and the rosemary.
And that's really tasty. Not a bad view.
They're still watching. It's really hard to eat a steak with the cows watching me.
Circle of life. Well, that was a good dinner.
It was wonderful. It was so good.
I guess we're going to just hang out here and enjoy the evening. We've got about, I don't know, an hour until official sunset, but probably about 30 minutes until it gets pretty dark here.
It's getting chilly.
And it is getting chilly. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you guys in the morning. Guys, we finally made it to the top at the Fire Lookout Tower in the Medicine Bow National Forest. This is a spectacular view. 360 degrees, anywhere you look, it is absolutely gorgeous. So if you're doing the BDR, I highly recommend going ahead and taking the time to get off this little spur road to take it up here. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, this is in section 2. And it's about 6.5 miles off of the main route, and we are at 10,819 feet, something like that.
We're up there.
Yeah.
A little chilly, but it's like perfect. It's perfect chilly.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, definitely don't miss this.
Yeah.
This is spectacular. Well, I guess from here we're gonna head down and continue our way down the mountain and then move toward where we're going next.
Centennial.
Centennial.
I think is what it's called. I think that's the...
And that should be the end of section 2, right?
Beginning of section 1.
Yeah, so we're gonna head down the mountain and head towards Centennial, and that's gonna do it for this episode when we get to the bottom. So
yeah, but there's plenty more to come.
Oh, there's plenty more to come. Let's go. All right, well, we're just making it to the Lincoln Park campground. I don't hear any music, so I'm not sure if really Lincoln Park is here or not. That's what they call it.
That's funny.
But it also is what starts the expert section. So we're gonna choose to take that, which is right there.
Let's go down here.
I think I see the potential for a small bathroom break at the campground, so.
And it's lunchtime.
And it's lunchtime. So we're gonna stop at the campground for lunch and restroom, and then we'll get on the expert section. So that's ahead. Well, I tell you, it's gotten warm. Dropped that 2,000 feet from the top of that tower. It's really gotten nice out here now. Need the wrap part.
Not exactly a spreading knife. Oh, it works. Look at there. Good, isn't it?
Hey, Holly.
Yeah.
I need help.
What kind of help?
They've made this impossible for one person to do.
All right, which part do you want me to do?
Just hold that little doodad up.
Hold this up?
Yeah.
Okay. There. Yeah, the standing one.
Not the this thing is not the easiest to fill.
5 gallon. Get the 5 gallon.
For sure.
Don't get the 3 gallon.
The little fill hole is just too small, and it doesn't stand on its own. I love the concept. We've been using it, but we're gonna take it back and get the 5.
Yeah.
Bought this at REI. It's been great.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to have. It's just the 5 gallon is much better.
Well, the 5 gallon has a huge fill mouth that screws on versus this little plastic thing that I've always worried that I'm gonna hit the wrong bump and it's gonna pop free.
That'd be bad.
That's good enough. Well, that was a great quick lunch. Got to fill our bellies, but also got to fill our water supply, which is kind of a big deal because I had more in the 5 gallon jerry can, but it's nice to be able to just keep yourself topped off.
And we had a great view for lunch.
We did. I mean, it's like every way you turn is just idyllic. So we're just about to start the, oh, you're right, it is this way.
Mm-hmm.
That sure looked like a really good expert trail.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting on the expert trail section at this point. I only think it's like 8 miles long, so it's actually shorter than the regular, but quite a few switchbacks. I believe there's some deep water crossings. It did go further back, didn't it?
Yeah, it seems like a mud place. Yeah.
There's the water crossing, just kidding. They had a sign like that at the eating area as well, and it actually makes it really difficult for motorcyclists to secure their stuff if all they have are soft bags. So if you got hard bags, you can secure it, secure your leftover food or whatever. Of course, if you're in the campground, then you just obviously toss it in the bear safe container. But if you're camping dispersed like we did last night, it's more important to do that and, you know, keep all the food related items in secured containers. But of course, you have no hard shell if you're in a tent, and you have no hard vehicle if you're on a motorcycle. So it's good to keep that in mind and be prepared for maybe a dry sack that you can mount and hang up in a tree to keep yourself safe from that. Kind of going up a pretty decent but consistent hill climb, but I mean there's some sections in here that get kind of rough, but otherwise you can usually find a pretty good line to go up it. So far so good. I got 3 bars of LTE on AT&T.
Verizon's got nothing. As usual.
This has been consistent the entire trip. Like, I've had AT&T service in the middle of nowhere on this iPad, and our phone's generally nothing. So keep that in mind if you have Verizon. Man, that's a lot of state. If you're going south to north, if you're on a motorcycle, you got to pick your lines good on that, or it's going to be hard. So I can see when they made it expert. You know, these are, I don't know how good it comes through on the camera, but these are like baby head that size for the most part. There's some that are a little bigger than that, but it kind of comes and goes. So back there it was pretty solid, but through here I can see like edge lines to where you can take an edge and really not go through much of anything.
Oh, how much more of this do we have? Oh, it looks like it goes forever.
Are we?
I don't like the map.
So we just got off the expert trail. We are now onto paved road. she got a little shaken, not stirred, like a Bond martini.
Oh my goodness, it was rocky.
So we're kind of happy to get off the rockiness of the expert trail. It was definitely in that expert category, I think, for most motorcyclists. Mainly because there were just two. Well, first of all, the water crossing that we went across, there are times where it will probably be very deep. The time that we crossed it, as you can tell, it was not that deep, but it's definitely made for times where it's obviously much deeper. So be aware of that when you're planning your trip. But the rest of it, like there were a lot of rock gardens, and so if you're on two wheels, you need to enjoy those. So anyway, we're heading on. You're still in low, so you probably need to get changed.
What do I do?
I just pull off. And so we're gonna head on towards Centennial, but first we're gonna get into
Snowy Mountain Range.
Snowy Mountain Range. We're gonna see the snow-topped mountains, and so that should be what am I in?
You're in 4 high. Got a car coming.
And go. And so that should be really pretty. So that's coming up. So a little bit of road time, and then we get back on the trail.
Oh, this feels good, good. This feels so good.
I don't know. I feel like she kind of got tired of the rocky stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's because we didn't air down too.
Or disconnect the sway bar.
Or we didn't do anything. We just drove.
She just, yeah. That was a bad choice.
Threw her to the wind. It was only 8 miles. I was like, nah.
8 miles, it probably took us 2 hours.
But 8 miles did take a little bit of time, so. Anyway.
At least 2 hours.
Okay. At least 2 hours. Yeah.
This is just gorgeous.
This is really pretty.
I'm enjoying this very much. So if I can make a recommendation, I recommend skipping the expert section on section 2.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like section 7's expert section, I recommend everyone, if you got the skill set,
Yeah,
absolutely do it.
for sure. And the time.
And the time.
Because it takes a lot of time.
It does.
But it is worth it.
It is so worth it. But this one, other than just the challenge, and granted, I mean, if you're on 2 wheels and you're going through it, it is definitely a challenge and it will be fun to do from an adrenaline perspective. But there's no get to the end of it and go, oh my God, I'm so glad I made that.
Yeah.
There's just not, it's just not there.
And if you're on 4 wheels, it's
on 4 wheels, it's just painful.
It's just challenging and painful.
Yeah. So that's our tip.
Yeah. What's this? It's a trailhead. I see snow.
I see a tad of snow. That is one big slate of rock. That just looks amazing.
Oh look, there's a hiking trail down there.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a little bridge down there. That's,
Oh,
I missed it. That's
if
so
we had
cool.
time, we would do that. Next time we do this trip, I want to take all the time to.
But you know we'll never do this trip again.
Why?
Because there's too many other ones to do.
Well, we don't have to do this, all of it, but we can go back to our favorite.
And the temp is just beautiful out here. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, a little chilly. But yes, very nice. 10,847 feet, I think. No. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh. Oh, this car was built in 1961.
Wyoming just keeps upping the game. Every time we think we've gotten to the pinnacle of beauty, it hits us with something like this. And I'm telling you, this is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you look around at everything, I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting. These notches were formed by glaciers back in the Ice Age, or whenever all of that happened. And to consider the amount of pressure that it took to score these mountains the way that they're scored through glacial drift, that's just phenomenal. By all means, again, section 2, our recommendation, unless you're wanting the adrenaline rush, skip the expert section and spend your time taking some look at these. There are some areas, if you have different shoes or whatever, if you're on bikes, and I wouldn't recommend doing this in boots, but they've got some great hikes around here as well that can take you to mining cabins and different things like that are basically historical points on this in this area.
Yep. And this is called the Snowy Mountain Range. And it kind of looks snowy from the white rocks, but then there are actual patches of snow still.
Yeah, which is crazy to be in August, so no telling what it looks like in the winter time. Yeah. I would love to see it then.
It'd be beautiful.
Yeah, if you could get up here.
Yeah, we're about.
Oh, and that's another thing. So along the way, you're going to see so many of the signposts literally have sticks, like really long pole looking, but they're just sticks. Tied to the signs, so that in high snow you can actually still see where the side of the road is.
That's crazy.
That's snow. I mean, because the signs aren't short. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we're about 8 miles from Centennial, which is the end of this section and the beginning of section 1. So,
yeah.
Although I think we may have another place to stop.
I think there's something else to see. Like this last 8 miles is packed apparently. So
yeah.
We're going to keep on going and keep showing. No camping or ground fires. Well, we just got on Barber Lake Road, which is the last small leg until we reach Centennial. And it is a paved road, at least so far it is. And it's only 3 miles, or Barber Lake is only 3 miles away. So looks to be a really pretty ride through here. Well, guys, that concludes
section 2.
Section 2. Whew. For 68 miles, it was a long 68 miles. And to be fair, most of that was because of the expert section. So,
and the 13 miles to the Kennedy Peak is not included in the 68.
Oh, so that's part of it. And that's
optional.
Is that 13 miles one way?
No, it's 13 round trip.
Mm-hmm. But it's so worth it.
That's worth it.
That was so worth it.
That was worth it. Guys,
we've had a blast today. We're starving at this point. We're going to let you guys go for now, but stay tuned because section 1
starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow. And so, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, by all means, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified in future episodes like the one coming up next. So we've had a blast. I hope you've enjoyed being along with us, and until next time, make life amazing.